Well, Brian, after last week's defeat at Warrington, I bet you'll be thrilled to get that win under your belt.
It's not so much about winning. We're pleased with the way we played. You know, we dropped a lot of ball last week at Warrington and realistically didn't give ourselves a chance. We did this week, and we showed that, you know, when we do the little things right, we're okay. But it's important to recognise it's just a trial game, and that's how we treat it. But I have to say we improved immensely on last week.
It looked a lot better, certainly handling-wise, it looked a lot better today than it did last week.
Yeah, I think probably last week was a bit of a shock coming from being in Lanzarote for a week, where we've been in the sun and that, and then a bit of a shock with the conditions we come back to. So I think that was a bit of a factor. That was probably the same for Bradford this week. I think they only come back on Thursday, so that was probably a factor for them today. But yeah, and we worked on a few things in training, what we didn't do well last week, and we put them right today. I think our defence was a lot better. Our initial contact and our wrestle before taking people to the ground, and that we won a lot of contacts today, and that probably let us get a good line speed. And today our defence was definitely improved from last week.
The ball seemed to stick a lot better to the players. Does that have anything to do with you having a week back in the country, having been to Lanzarote, or is it just a case of practice makes perfect?
Well, I think we saw that Bradford were a little bit heavy-legged. It's a tough week in Lanzarote. I know their programmes will be similar to ours, and it's difficult, you know, to get off a plane with a day's rest and perform as they would have wanted. They didn't control the ball very well either. Just very, very similar to us. So we've been back here, and once they've got a template, you get a template to work from and you improve, and we certainly did that on our template of last week.
You happy with George Carmont's debut, a try-scoring debut?
I'm delighted, yeah. If he hadn't fallen over, he probably got another one as well. You know, I think he's pleased as well. I was going to take him off a little bit earlier than we did, but he sent the message out he wanted to stay out there and get himself up to speed. I was really pleased with him.
And Sean Ainscough, 2 tries today, an accomplished performance considering he's up against Tammy Tupu, who was leading try scorer for Brisbane in 2006, and no easy ride either. He's done very, very well today, Sean. Is he now thoroughly in your plans for the start of the season?
All the players are. It's about performance, we've said that, not about reputation or names, and we've had some young players today that have shown up and performed, and that's got to be the criteria. I think he's got a bright future.
The youngsters who were given chances, who's been given a chance today, it's great. It's great for them to get a goal in the first team, and the likes of some people like Joel and H, who are young blokes, but who've played a lot of rugby now, and they're stepping up and becoming more and more senior players as the squad, bringing people like that into the squad. So it's great for us, and it's looking good for us further on in the years as well. Like them kind of players, they start to make the bulk of the squad, and it's great, and it looks like the club's in good hands with the youngsters that are coming through.
Well, hopefully Richard Mathers is not too far away now, and Stuart Field is not too far away now, and you know, Mark Calderwood's going to be a little bit longer with Carl Price, so we need to be, we need to get them back as soon as possible. So we've got some competition for the squad, but we're seeing these young blokes stand up and they're adding to us.
We never expected to put in an A-star performance. We've had a tough week in Lanzarote. I think Wigan suffered a little bit the same last week. We came back in dreadful conditions, to be honest with you, but certainly credit to Wigan, they played very well. We had 1 or 2 decent showings from a few people, but mainly we've blown some cobwebs away and we've got back into the feel of things.
Paul, first and foremost, your first hit out really of the season. How do you think it went?
Yeah, not probably the best, but can't be expected, you know, all a bit rusty. We've had a tough week away in Lanzarote in pre-season training camp only last week, so some of the boys were quite tired coming into the game, but I thought we showed some glimpses of what we can do this year.
David Solomona's injury looked fairly serious. How's he?
Yeah, he's not doing so well. He's certainly done his medial. He may have done his cruciate, we're not quite sure. And Tam we'll speak to the specialist tomorrow with him, and fingers crossed it won't be as bad as it possibly could be.
Plenty of debutants today, some really exciting talents for you to play with, not least Semi Tadjilala and Chris Nero, Paul Sykes in the back line for you to try and exploit. You're looking forward to playing with them this year, and what have you learned from them so far with them being at the club?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it greatly. Some other signings to go along with them that you mentioned as well. Ben Jeffries, Wayne Godwin round the ruck, who's very quick out of there. So, the club's made some great signings, and I'm looking forward to playing with them and learning off them and winning some games with them.
What do you predict for the Bradford Bulls this season?
Oh, we're quietly confident. We're not going shouting from the rooftops. I think today probably helps us keep our feet on the floor. But within our dressing room, we've got a fantastic group of players, a very good squad, and once we get things together, I think we'll be a reasonable side.
The try opportunity at the end, if you'd have stuck hold of the ball, that would have been a great way to finish the game. Any regrets from the game today?
Yeah, that incident, I regret that greatly.
What happened? What was it? Just a case of it came at you too quick, or did somebody get in the way of it?
Yeah, it just was a little bit behind me, but I should have caught it. And you know, it would have been nice, like you said, to score on my testimonial game, but not to be.
And finally, a word for Paul Deacon. It's a player that you've been associated with for many, many years, played a big part in his career and has had a great day here at Odsal this afternoon.
I'm really pleased because with inclement weather, the rain, 5,500 people, he's made some money from that, and that's the pleasing thing for Deeks. He's been an outstanding professional at this club, and for the game, he's the way he conducts himself is an example to everybody. So as much money as he can make, we're surely delighted to help him along the way there.
It's been a great servant for the club. I'm glad there was quite a few fans, over 5,000 turned out for him there. Make it a good day for him, and like I said, Paul will be all the better for the game, and he'll have a smile on his face, I would imagine, now he's managed to get this testimonial game out the way for himself.
It doesn't seem like 10 years at all. I suppose when you're enjoying yourself, time goes very quick, and I've enjoyed myself immensely at Bradford. Been lucky enough to play in some great sides, won some trophies, and the club have been fantastic for me.
What's the highlight of your 10 years?
Probably 2003 as a whole, winning the treble, winning all the trophies that are up for grabs. That's got to stick in my mind as probably the bbest season.
Okay, and everybody that's helped you along here today to get this testimonial underway, I'm sure you want to give them a big, massive thank you. To everybody that turned up as well.
Exactly, yeah, the fans, the travelling fans from Wigan, coming over the Pennines in bad weather, and the Bradford fans who've supported me greatly over the 10 years I've been here. They've been fantastic. Massive thanks to them, and massive thanks to both clubs, Wigan for playing it, agreeing to play my testimonial game, and Bradford for looking after me for the last 10 years, organising today and everything they've done for me.